So, yeah, it's been a long time since I've done one of these. Not insanely long, although it has been a couple of weeks. My only real excuse is, for the most part, I ran out of requests in the old request pile for audio dramas, and as far as my own personal audio drama listening goes, I've mostly been sticking to stuff I've already heard and was already familiar with. Season 2 of Under the Shroud hit recently, and I've been listening to a lot of that. You better believe I'm following that. It's one of my favorites. I think I've said it before, but Under the Shroud kind of got me into this medium here in the first place, and I haven't looked back. And Emperor Pigs has been gearing up for Season 2, so in the meantime they've been putting out a lot of sketch comedy that originally I overlooked, but I figured, you know what, I haven't listened to it yet, maybe it's actually funny, and a lot of it is, and a couple of them aren't great, but some of them are funnier. Some are more funny than others, and that's fine. I'm just looking forward to Season 2 of Emperor Pigs in the interim. If I remember right, it should be dropping on Monday here pretty soon. I also finished up Call of the Void, because that was a story that really needed finished in my eyes, because when I reviewed it, it was incomplete. And now that it is complete, I can say that 3 hats out of 4 is still justified. I still say you should check that one out. I can recommend you links to all of those, but it would be a lot easier for you to just go to the Tommy Teal Hat channel here and check out the audio drama playlist and check those out for yourself. In the meantime, though, it seemed like I didn't really have any left and I wasn't really interested in finding any new ones. But then one came to my attention. A little show by the name of Husk. And that's what we're going to be looking at this week. Husk is the story of Rebecca and Dimitri. Well, more so Rebecca. While Rebecca and Dimitri are having a delightful picnic out in the middle of nowhere, enjoying a delightful basket full of peanut butter and mushroom sandwiches. Yikes. I mean, to each their own and all, but ugh, no thanks. That doesn't sound appetizing in the slightest. One day, while enjoying delicious peanut butter and mushroom sandwiches, except not really delicious, something extraordinary happens. People show up and Dimitri goes missing and Rebecca is left lying on the ground wondering who all those people were. Where did they come from? What's going on? Did those people actually exist? I mean, I was technically kind of totally high out of my gourd when it happened, so for all I know it was probably a crazy hallucination. Except the more she investigates it, the more she starts finding out that there is a whole dark underworld sort of scene going on here, and you done stepped in the wrong place, Aaron. You are out of luck here. Can Rebecca find out the truth? Will she survive long enough? Guess you'll just have to listen to the show and find out for yourself, but if you want my opinion of the show, honestly, it's not bad. Unfortunately, it's not especially good either. I think a lot of the problems I have with this show come from the acting, and I'm not knocking any of the actors in this show. I mean, God bless them, they're trying, but it is very obvious that quite a few of them are reading from cards, and it's very, very noticeable, and that sort of thing really takes me out of a show sometimes. Rebecca's dad is definitely the worst. What do you mean you put an APB out for my daughter? It is 6 a.m. on a Saturday. She is clearly in bed. That is infuriating to me. Why would you tell me such nonsense over the phone like this? I am angry. Can you not tell that I am angry? Click. Then, of course, we get to the character of Warren, one of the police officers investigating the whole disappearance of Dimitri. And I gotta say, Warren is probably my favorite character, albeit for mostly the wrong reasons. I do like the guy for some right reasons, particularly dude's a cat guy, and I can totally relate to wanting to come home and, hug your cat because, Lord knows with this essential service quarantine bullshit going on right now, I wish I still had a cat. The teddy bear is really not helping. He keeps telling me to burn things. I have to keep him in the other room just so I don't hear the nonsense. Shut up! Sorry. Pretty sure I was talking about something else. Oh, right, yeah, audio drama review, yeah, Husk. I can't remember what I called it exactly anymore because I don't watch my old videos after I put them up on YouTube because I'm not a douche like that, but I think I called it something like chewing on cards. I think it was definitely in the Veiled Monarch review, I remember. It's a term that I came up with because there are characters out there who chew the scenery while simultaneously sounding like they're reading from a card, and I hate to say it, but that's basically Officer Warren in a nutshell. I'm investigating a disappearance that happened out here, and it's absolutely depressing that all of this has to happen on my watch. But I'm gonna investigate it anyway. I'm gonna ask all my questions in this southern drawl here that sounds really deep and really nice. Smooth like butter, but ever so slightly dramatic, because that's how I do my role. Much like other instances where I accused people of chewing the cards, I can't tell if they're reading the lines bad like that on purpose, or if that's just seriously the performance choice they decided to go with, and it just works for them, despite the fact that it works but simultaneously doesn't work. I mean, it's distracting as hell, but it's not the worst kind of style, and it's like, it's okay when one guy does it, and so far only one guy does it, but wow. And it's really too bad the voice acting is the way it is, because everything else about the show is fine. I mean, it's an interesting story. I'm genuinely interested in all the twists, and I want to see where everything goes. The music is good. I don't know if it's like royalty-free stuff or if they got their own in-house composer or whatever, but I've been enjoying the soundtrack. The soundtrack seems to fit perfectly. The engineering is fine. Nobody feels like their lines come up way too soon or way too late. Everything feels like it's synced up properly. This is a fine audio drama. It's just that the acting kind of really takes me out of it sometimes, and it's a real shame when something like that happens, but then when I have to zero in on it like that, but it's kind of the way it is. Husk is currently 2 seasons long, and if I'm being entirely honest, I didn't finish the entirety of the show before I went in to review it, so there's still some mysteries that I haven't figured out, and I could probably have easily figured out if I had decided to finish it before sitting in front of a camera like this. And in hindsight, if I knew the mini-episodes were as useless as mini-episodes usually are, I probably wouldn't have listened to them and saved myself some time and maybe made a little more progress. So far, it doesn't seem like they messed with mini-episodes in Season 2, but Season 1, there's definitely some mini-episodes, and I honestly don't know why people do that. I mean, yeah, I know they think they're giving you a reward or they're giving you something to kind of hold you over, but honestly, I would just rather you have a full-length episode instead of like this 5-minute, 10-minute distraction that really contributes nothing to the plot, you know? And finally, I find I'm learning a lot of interesting, albeit useless, tidbits from this audio drama. For example, do you know that you can't pump your own gas in Oregon? I know, right? That is so weird. I mean, why can't you pump your own gas? I mean, I've heard pretty much everybody in Portland is a douchebag. I mean, Portlandia wouldn't exist otherwise, right? But wow. I mean, the audacity to make other people pump your gas for you. A bunch of dicks. Oh man, I'm pissing off all the towns. I pissed off Detroit over in Hatflix and Chill. Now I'm pissing off Portland over here in the auto dramas. I'm gonna piss off this entire country before the end of the week, people. I guarantee it. I also learned that there is actually an honest-to-God Anaconda, Montana. I genuinely didn't know that. There's probably a Sir Mix-a-Lot / Nicki Minaj joke I could probably be making about an Anaconda, Montana, but I don't know, I feel like I'm above that. Fine, I can't think of one. Are you happy now? Overall, Husk is fine. It's one of those moments where I kind of regret having no half system in my review scores, because this is definitely the kind of thing where a half hat would definitely benefit the scoring system. Unfortunately, there is no such thing as a half hat. Although that probably is what a visor is. You know what? No, visors are for douches and I will have none of it. So we are going to use whole hats. And I'm going to do something pretty ballsy, and despite my complaints about voice acting and whatnot, I'm giving it 3 hats out of 4. And that's going to do it for this week's audio drama review. Assuming I haven't pissed off the rest of the country yet, I surely hope that you would love to give me a like and maybe subscribe and comment and check out the rest of these audio drama reviews and other Tommy Teal Hat videos here on the channel. Get yourself a face full of Tommy Teal Hat goodness, man. I'll see you next time.